How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
It's a pleasure.
I'm doing well.
It's a pleasure. Finally get a chance to stop you on the fly.
Oh, yeah.
But what are you here for today, primarily?
Well, I'm here to support the right of the Nissan workers to decide whether or not they want a union.
Okay.
In America, we have choices.
Right.
Just like people choose candidates who are running for office, then if workers want to have a choice as to whether or not they want representation or not, they should have it.
Okay. All right, what would you say to the person that say, well, as a business owner, I get to own the business, I get to make the rules for my employees, so why can't we, march for my rights?
Well, I think a business owner is a business owner. If they are treating the employees fair, doing everything to keep the employees happy, then they don't have to worry about whether or not they have a union. But if they're paying them less than they pay other people doing the same job in other companies, then that's not fair. If the benefits are not the same, if there's no retirement package, if there's not a savings package, if there's not a sound health and safety policy, those are the kinds of things that many people organize for. So as a business person, I'd say if you were treating your employees just like they were members of your family, you have nothing to worry about.
Right, because I just so you can be clear, I believe in citizenship, and I believe citizenship has privileges. So being a citizen here in the United States, you have the right to be able to have those type of privileges.
And what I said,
healthcare
is choices.
Right, choices.
So I think the workers here, when they are first employed, they are employed as temporary workers.
Right.
They don't get any of the accrual of time on the job.
Yes, sir.
Because they're not really a Nissan worker.
Right.
And so you are considered an employee of the temporary agency.
Until you if you get hired on to Nissan.
That's right.
And that's one of the things that this is about.
Oh, absolutely. So, if I meet the standard for the temp agency to work in the Nissan plant, why can't I just start off working in the Nissan plant for Nissan? The temp agency making the money to the detriment of the worker. Right.
With Montana being the only, I know this is a little bit off of the subject. With Montana being the only state that's not an at-will state, is there any possibility or way that Mississippi can become something other than an at-will?
Well, we are a right-to-work state, been that way for a long time, and to be honest with you, with the politics of where things are, I just really don't think in the foreseeable future it's going to be that. But the real issue is that if workers still want to form a union, they can.
Okay.
So even in a right-to-work state, you still have rights.
This is the alternative.
Absolutely.
We're talking about rights and inalienable rights. Is it okay if I ask your opinion in terms of like rights as citizens to be able to have accountability held for police officers to show like transparency? If they had is there such thing as us? Is there a possibility for us to be able to have that type of maybe a third party to be able to hold officers accountable for certain actions? And I'm not saying that all officers are bad. That's not what I'm trying to go with that.
But the point I would subscribe to is that nobody is above the law.
Okay.
Not even the law. They have to be held to a standard. And if they're not meeting the constitutional standards, then that has to be addressed. Now, most large metropolitan cities have citizen review boards.
Okay.
So as one of the areas to look at is if there's a complaint, then that citizen review board looks at the complaint.
Okay.
Right.
So in a situation like where Jackson being the capital of Mississippi, we would have to start looking first at the review board to see for the accountability factor here?
Well, they don't have one. And see, the city council would have to create that within the Jackson Police Department. Right now, you got internal affairs and that kind of thing. But one of the problems associated with law enforcement is it's tough to investigate yourself.
Right.
So what you want to do is create a body outside the body to conduct the investigation. And that's why a citizen review panel in some cities has been found to be that vehicle. Other areas, they might ask another law enforcement agency
to do it. Okay. Well, is that something that can be brought upon by the citizens themselves to create their?
Oh yeah, the demand could come, and if the city council hear that demand, I think they should give it serious consideration.
I appreciate that pointed in the right direction, so to speak. Okay, well, another off the subject. I know we're here for the march, but is there a message that you might have to our African American community? 'Cause most of your constituents are African American. Things to do, because there are a lot of concerns.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, our lot in life has historically been the last hired, first fired. We've had to train, in many instances, somebody who ultimately ended up being our supervisor.
Right.
So, in other instances, we've had to be twice as good to even get considered for the job. So all those things are a burden that, as an African American, we carry. But the alternative to not staying vigilant, the alternative to giving up, is something we should never do. So encouraging people to be the best that they can be is the order of the day. Making sure that we stay drug free, making sure that to the extent that we can promote educational opportunity for young people, we should, because over the long haul, we can make it. Our challenge, to be honest with you, is we put people in office and they ain't strong.
Right. Can't make a difference.
I mean, they get there and
not
punk out.